And we're live. Hey, everybody. We're jamming on some Mary J. Blige. Come on into the broadcast. We got a boss in the house. A boss nurse, y'all. So it's going to be a fun show tonight. So we're going to get started here. Share the broadcast. Hey. Thank you for coming in on a Friday night, y'all. Hey. Hey, everybody. All right. All right. I'm going to shut it down before Facebook shuts us down for playing that music. And we do not own the rights to that music. Welcome, everybody, to the Entrepreneur Show. I'm so glad that you're spending your Friday evening with us for a few minutes. I got a boss in the house. But first of all, y'all know me. If y'all follow me, I am a live streamer. So one of my shows is the Entrepreneur Show, where I bring on bosses, small business owners, entrepreneurs, where they will talk about their business, and then they'll talk about their journey as a boss, as a business owner. So this show is twofold. Come on in, share the broadcast. We got a nurse boss in the house, and she's going to drop some nuggets on how you can get in the medical field hustle, okay? It's all about the medical field tonight, y'all. Just like I said last night on Side Hustle Night School, it's all about the medical profession, because they are putting a spin on their skill sets and they're making money. They're creating their own lane and they're making money and utilizing what they already know how to do. And that's the way we should do it. So I want to welcome in a few people before we get started. Share the broadcast out. So all of these nurse bosses, medical professional bosses can get in here and maybe pick up some ideas. You never know. Hello. Hi, Apostle Chambers. How are you? He says, hey there, ladies. Hi. Hey. Thank you for joining us tonight, sir. I appreciate you, Pastor. Yeah, so y'all come on in. All right, there's Nurse Coetta. Hey, Coetta, how you doing? She says, hey. Hey, girl, hey, how you doing, Queen? Thank you for joining us tonight. So glad to see you. So make sure that y'all got a pen and paper, because you might want to take some notes tonight, because I have a phenomenal sister here, Queen, beautiful Queen, that is also in the medical field, and y'all see all them letters behind her name. She's getting it, okay? She is getting it. So I don't want to hold y'all any longer. I'm going to share this broadcast. I'm going to look for it on my phone, and I'm going to share it to a couple of pages. So y'all come on in, get settled. We'll probably be with you maybe 45 minutes. So get your favorite drink, get your snacks, and let's take some notes and learn how to make some money. If you have a medical background or you want to get in the medical field, he's going to let you know how you can do that. And then we're going to put a spin on it and teach you how to, hustle up and create your own lane, create your own business. So let me go ahead and find the broadcast here. All right, there it is. I'm going to share it to our live streaming group. And y'all please share this broadcast, share the broadcast, because we're all about training and teaching and giving people ideas of how to be a boss. That's why I bring on these entrepreneurs, because they doing the dang thing. And if you follow us long enough, I bring in all kinds of different entrepreneurs from across all industry types. And I finally have a medical professional. This is my very first medical professional, bringing them in that is bossing up. And so I'm going to just give you a little information about her, but let me get this into the group. Okay, there we go. We're also, by the way, we're broadcasting simultaneously on Facebook Live and YouTube. So please go out and like my YouTube channel. My name is Martine Corte. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I'm a side hustler. Yes, I am the host of this show, the Entrepreneur Show, as well as our Side Hustle Night School show, which is on Thursday nights, where I teach entrepreneurs how to boss up and grow their businesses, right? But I'm also a 20-year tax professional. Yes, I've been getting out in these streets for a minute. Okay. And I'm a best-selling author. My book is Journey to Greatness, folks. Yeah, we best-selling authors. Everyone has a story, so you should have a book to go along with it and share the story with the world, right? I work with small business owners, entrepreneurs, nurses. I work with side hustlers. I work with authors, artists, network marketers, nonprofit leaders to help them reach their potential clients with the assistance of live streaming, right? What we're doing here, right now, to help them get to the bag, to help them make more money. So if you follow me, just look for me on all social media platforms, Martine Corte. All right, we welcome you into the show tonight, the Entrepreneur Show. I'm also a radio personality on 95.7 The Boss. So I have this gift of interviewing people. And so I love to learn more about uh, entrepreneurs, small business owners, what they're doing, what kind of business they have, how do they grow their business, how do they market it, because I'm also a business coach. So I'm always interested in all of that. So I like to find entrepreneurs that are doing exceedingly well, thinking outside the box. And this young lady has definitely leveled up. The pandemic has not slowed her down. And if anybody has learned any lessons, this pandemic has taught a lot of us some lessons. We have to think outside the box. We need to learn how to pivot, right? To make more money or to create additional stream of income. Maybe some people lost their jobs and they were forced to be creative. And so this is the time where we are all should be bossing up and learning how to pivot and start new businesses, new brands. This young lady is phenomenal. I met her because I'm in one of her classes. I am in her phlebotomy class. And I just, started talking to her a little bit more. I was just really just taken back by how she has leveraged her skill sets as a nurse and created this academy, medical academy, where she's teaching people how, different parts of the medical fields so they can help them get into medical fields. And she's got a unique way. I'm not going to give the whole story because I'm going to let her share it. But what I'm saying is that she thought outside the box and she has pivoted and she's not hasn't been around for a long time, this business, this academy. So, but she has grown it so fast that it's taken off and it's just going to keep growing. But it is something that the community needs. And I wanted to bring her in and share her to my platform so that everyone that follows me can hear about this and then you can share it out too as well. So with no further ado, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Nurse Shanta Smith, how are you this evening?
I'm feeling amazing. Thank you for having me.
All right, all right. Well, welcome to the Entrepreneur Show, teacher. I've got my audience all revved up to hear from you.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be dropping gems. So what I'd like for you to do is just kind of introduce yourself, let people know uh, who you are, what you do, and fast forward up to your academy that we're talking about. You can share anything in your past, in your history, to kind of bring us up to speed about who you are, where you're from, and all that good stuff. And then we'll get right into your academy. This is awesome. This is mind blowing. I'm so happy I met you.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, thank you for having me on. And you can call me Shanta, not teacher today. But thank you for taking the class. I started, so many years ago. It went by so fast, Martine. I started out as like, I would say maybe one of those troubled youth. I didn't really know what I wanted to do after I graduated high school. I know I needed to do something, right? And so I worked a lot of odd end jobs. I did go to community college and was kind of like, farting around there, just taking classes that probably didn't really equal too much, but just I was there. And I decided to get into interior design, and I ended up getting an associate's in interior design. And it just wasn't panning out. I didn't want to have to. at that age, I didn't want to have to get my own customers and go sell myself, more shy and introverted. And I was watching a commercial, and one of those commercials was for a vocational school. And it was like the vocational school, the person on the commercial was talking to me. It's like, get off your butt, do something with your life, get a career, come join the healthcare field. And I'm sitting on the couch like, yeah, yeah. So I went there. I didn't know if I wanted to be a dental assistant or a medical assistant. I didn't really know. So I went there. I ended up doing medical assistant, long story short. Best thing I ever did, because that medical assisting degree, which they offered an associate's back then, and we're talking about 20 years ago, they offered an associate's degree. And I'm glad they did, because I probably would have picked a certificate being that age, and would have just went the easy way. But they made us get, our general ed and our medical classes. And so I got out. I went to an externship at one of the big hospitals. I'm from California, the San Francisco Bay Area, but my ties are here. Definitely, my family and everything is from here. And I would come here every summer. So I would come here to see my grandparents and my family and friends. And every single summer, my mom would ship me and my sister here, and we got to spend, over 15 summers here. But I did that, and so I just wanted to do more. When I got into the healthcare field, I was excited. I was fired up. I love drawing blood. I love giving injections. I love the interaction with you and the patients, and at the same time you're helping people. I was just fired up, and so I wanted to do more. And I was like, I want to go to school some more. I want to do more with patients, and so I ended up enrolling in a nursing program. And so out here they call them LPNs. In California they're known as LVNs, but same difference. Licensed vocational nurse or licensed practitioner nurse. In lieu to be an RN. And I ended up enrolling in school. It was a 13-month program. Did the LPN program, and I found out that the more I go to school, of course, the more I can make, right, and I can have my way as far as accepting what I want to accept versus accepting what I have to accept, a job versus a career type of thing. And so I ended up going back to school because I was able to defer my loans, and I thought that was awesome. So I deferred my loans and I got a bachelor's degree. But stemming back from being kind of one of those teenagers that I ended up at a vocational school. And so sometimes society counts you out before you can even count yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
If you've made some youthful mistakes, it's like you're always going to be that person, And unless you do something different, Shanta, you have to show society that you're not that person anymore. So I felt like going to school was going to show something different, you know. And back then, I ended up getting into some trouble. I ended up taking a felony. So I had a lot of doors that were closed in my face as far as job opportunities. Um, and so I kept going to school. And I remember when I applied to the medical assisting program, even the nursing program, they told me, tried to hinder me from doing it because I had a background. And I remember how that felt. Like basically you're going to continue to have to wait tables because you made some mistakes, and obviously I didn't listen to them and I kept going. But I think back like how that made me feel. And what if I would have listened to them? So I ended up getting a bachelor's in science. I love the nonprofit sector. Usually I work at like a free clinic or some kind of human services organization that has medical in it. And so I did that. And I started teaching about 15 years ago. And so I'm a professor now at Creighton. I teach medical terminology and anatomy. I also teach in California, and then started my own medical school. But I've been teaching for about 15 years, and I love the education portion. So I had this love for healthcare, and then I fell in love with teaching and being a part of someone's journey. To see them at the beginning, how raw they are, how vulnerable some students are, and then maybe some of those students that were like me, that made some youthful mistakes. And I wanted to be that instructor that counted them in, that told them about my story and how you can get here. And so with that, I decided to go back to school. I wanted to hone in more on the education part, and so I got a master's in education. I just learned the different learning styles and was able to teach healthcare my love and then added with my new love of education and combined those two. I was teaching at Purdue University, and you're allowed to go to school for free if you're a professor there. And so I did a master's admin in medical admin assistant. And so I did that. And so I had two masters and decided to go back to school. I'm always going to school, lifelong learner, Martine.
Hmm.
And
Right.
so after doing the master's in healthcare admin, I decided to start a doctorate in public health. And again, wanting to be where the people are in the community, giving back, but making a career out of it all at the same time, but doing something that, genuinely I like to do and I love to do. And so
Hmm.
that's a little bit, of my story. I worked at several places, in between there, but about 21 years in healthcare and about 15 years being an instructor.
Wow, wow, what a journey. And you mentioned that you had some trouble like when you were a youth, but what do you think that kind of steered you, kept you on the right path, even though you had some trouble, but you still managed to work your way all the way up through the career healthcare field, that path. But what do
Yeah.
you think? Because there may be someone watching that has a background maybe, or they're just struggling because they can't seem to get footing because life happens and their past is bothering them or whatever. What do you
Mhm.
think that people need to do, or what did you do to kind of stay on the straight and narrow, even though you made a mistake?
Yeah. So, my faith in God, you know, um, my mother has a strong faith in God, and she installed that in her children. And so, I just had this I don't know, this pain or in my chest, like this can't be it. There has to be something else. And I just felt it. I stayed prayed up. I kept going and I thought, you know what, with hard work, it has to equal something. Like I can't put in all this work and it doesn't equal anything. I also got around people that were where I
Mm,
wanted to be. And that's important is to surround yourself with people that are ahead of you,
that's right.
or where you want to be. And I would ask them questions. I would pick their brain, whether I was at a clinic, whether I meet you on the street, and I would just ask questions and I just put my head down and went to work. And I figured eventually it had to pay off, it
Hmm.
had. And so I'm glad, I did and I didn't give up, but I didn't know, I guess I don't know how to quit. I'm
Hmm.
one of those people that, you can't tell me I can't live in the house on the hill. Like you couldn't tell me I couldn't be a medical assistant. You can't tell
Hmm.
me that I can't be a nurse because I have a background. Like, what do you mean? There has to be a way. And so
Hmm.
I'm just one of those the people that's just determined. And I'm not gonna say I don't like to be told no, but
Hmm.
kind of, I don't like to be told no. Like I'll show you, but that's important. Having a faith base and also finding people that are where you want to be.
That's right. That's right. Good advice. And definitely you were destined to be successful. You come from good stock and you're grounded and rooted in your faith. So with those two things alone, you're meant to be where you are right now. Um, I want to welcome those that are just coming in. We'll just take a quick pause real quick. Thank you so much for coming in. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? She says, way to go, young lady, fellow nurse. All right. So we got some nurses on this broadcast. Anyone else, if you are a phlebotomy or med aid or a medical assistant, let us know. Shout out those fields. Let us know how you doing, Stephanie. There's Stephanie. She's also a boss. She has her and her husband have a t-shirt business. Um,
Hi.
so thank you for coming in. So we've got some entrepreneurs on the broadcast. We've got some medical professionals. So that's good. You guys make sure that you share the broadcast so we can get more eyes on this live stream. We want everyone to come in and learn from the best. I'll always bring in entrepreneurs that have been doing it, and she's definitely put a spin on her background. So I always teach, always learn, what your skill sets are, your strengths, and put a spin on it and create a lane for yourself where you can make additional money or even grow a full business. Now we're going to get into her academy because I put some fillers out there on Facebook, and I've got a lot of interest in some of these classes that she teaches. So I want her to explain to you all what this whole academy, how this came about. Why you said you love teaching, Shanta? Why? How did you get from being a nurse, and you probably was teaching some classes, to a whole academy now? Let us in on your mindset, because this is interesting to me. The journey in your mind. Where do you want this to be?
So, while I was working in a clinic, usually I had my foot in education. So I always worked during the day at a clinic and then, taught at night or vice versa. And so having the love for both, I always wanted to have my own school, but we kind of tend to count ourselves out too sometimes, even though I'm pretty much upbeat and positive 95% of the time, but we kind of throw those things out there to ourselves like, "Ah, I can't open my own school. Like that's crazy, that's just ridiculous, that's outlandish, and so I was working at a free clinic here in Omaha, and I was hired as the director of education there. And he hired me to start a training kind of program there. To start phlebotomy and medication aid is what we're offering. And I already was teaching CPR and first aid, along with teaching. My background is teaching healthcare support students, so medical assistants, billers, pharmacy technicians, any kind of medical receptionist, the background, the I always say the big dogs of healthcare, the ones that keep it going. I've always taught those people. So when I was hired, I was working in the free clinic, and I was hired to start their program up there, and I did, and I started it, and I found the students. I already teach at different facilities and schools. So I had the curriculum along with the curriculum I developed. And so I already had a vast, pool of knowledge, myself. And so I was like, yeah, I can do this. He hired me to start the school. And so I recruited the students. I came up with the curriculum. I taught the class. I was the registrar, the dean, the counselor,
Everything.
everything. I would run around and drop flyers off or go pick up money and give them a contract. I mean, did everything. And we had our first class up there, and it was medication aid. So I taught the class too. And so then we morphed into phlebotomy. And I was thinking to myself, and then shout out to the place that I worked at because I love them. I'm always just thinking to myself, how would I run this, or how would I do things a little bit different if I had control, of it. And I thought to myself, and I was parting ways with that agency. Anyways, I was working in California, and the pandemic had just happened, and so the need for more healthcare professionals picked up. I mean, picked up a lot, and I found myself, flying back and forth to California to teach students out there to get them going and doing their program up there. And I thought to myself, what if I got a space and, I start, teaching students myself and started myself and, I'd be the owner and I'd be the instructor and I would pick the students and I would do it this way and maybe not this way and they would wear this color. And so I started just thinking about it and thinking about it. And honestly, I thought about it probably for about a week. I thought about it for about a week. And then
Wow.
it's me. Once I put my mind to something, and there's times where I try not to put my mind to something because I know once it's in there and I think about it, I'm going to go full steam ahead. And
Hmm.
so I thought about it for about a week. And I was like, you could do this. Go get a space. You kind of have a pool of students anyway. Put fillers out there, get you some tables, some, supplies, and see what it takes to, get approved. And so I got to run around a little bit because I didn't have anybody to ask. So I had to call the Department of Education, call the Department of Nursing, DHHS, and, do all these different things. And I was able to start. And the first class that I had about 3 weeks after that, after the idea came in my head, the next day I went and got a space and got some tables, with the help of my aunt and my mom, and we got
Everybody pulling together. Yeah.
yeah, it was just kind of a few family members, and I was still thinking like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is crazy. I was too far in to like back out. And so I just went forward with it and just started. And my first class, I had 15 students. Yeah,
15 students.
yeah.
Wow. So that's an indication that people really want these classes. They
I
want to
did.
get into the medical field. What's the name of your business, your
Uh,
academy?
B Red Medical Academy. And you know what? You're right, Martine. I found that sometimes people just need to know. Maybe they want to change their circumstances, but don't know how. They haven't came across an opportunity, or they were told like me that they couldn't, and they kind of just not I don't want to say settle, but they kind of just well, this is my life. I have a background, or you know what, I'm a single parent, and all my money goes towards my kids. I don't have any money to start school. It's so expensive, and so I thought about that as well. Like, well, what if I make payment arrangements, payment plans? What if they just put down a deposit and then they can pay as they go, so then they're able to start school and get a win and feel good about their situation and know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and they don't have to just work here, like I was told to do. And so that's what I did. I ended up designing my academy around that. And so it's called the Red Medical Academy, stands for Variations of Red, which is like I call Variations of Red, like the parent company. Stemming from Variations of Red is B Red Medical Academy. I'm starting an outreach program where we do free health trainings in the community. Along with that, a transportation company I want to start where we take people to chemo appointments or the doctor's appointment. But I started with the academy thinking that would be the bulk of it, and that could fund everything else that I wanted to do under Variations of Red.
So your organization's a nonprofit then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, of
That's
course. Yeah.
that's wonderful. So I heard you say that you take payment arrangements. So you're really kind of helping uh, people out that maybe can't pay the entire tuition in one lump sum. So you allow them to make payments so that they can get started, they can get in, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to take your classes, right?
Right. And so I decided to not only make my courses several $100s less than the other courses that are offered around here. So I dropped it down tremendously as far as the pricing. And then I added, okay, they can make payment arrangements. Pretty much any class you can put down $100 and and start class, and then pay kind of as you go. And then not only that, I wanted to set them up for success. And so I was like, what else can I like include? What I was looking around, like what else can I offer them? Even though that's big, offering them an outlet to pay $100 and start class. Each class comes with CPR and first aid, so you get that certification along with whatever you pick. You also get your resume and a cover letter done. It also comes with the preparation for the certification of national certifications. So I prep you for that. And then there's also a work ready workshop. And in that workshop, we teach the students how to dress for success, interviewing tactics, role playing. Sometimes you may have all your resume may look nice, you may have all the certifications and credentials, but you blow the interview, or you're nervous, and a lot of people don't interview well. So in the workshop, we do a lot of role playing, and then like what to do after the interview. So you leave there with your training certificate, preparation for the national exams, CPR and first aid, and then a work ready workshop, and even some job placement. I do have managers that call me and are looking for students. So
Wow, that is incredible. And Coetta said, "Wow, this is mind blowing." And I like the fact that you're a nonprofit, so you're definitely for the community, and you're giving back by allowing or creating these courses, these medical necessary fields in the medical industry of where people can get in, start a class, and maybe branch off and start a career, no doubt, because there's so many directions that you can go in the medical field, but you're allowing them the opportunity to get in at a low cost. Definitely you need to charge something because you have things you have to buy, but like you were saying, You allow them to make payments so they can get started and they don't have to be turned away necessarily. This is definitely a love thy neighbor move that we say on the radio when someone's coming in and really loving on the community. This is your target market. This is what you set out for. Um,
Right.
Kudos to you. God bless you. It's only up from here. I think it's phenomenal that you're doing what you're doing. Can you let the people know let's take one class. You mentioned several classes that you teach. Um, Going back to the pandemic, and you had mentioned that in the healthcare industry, these medical professionals are so more needed now than ever before. They are our frontline workers, right? You
Yeah.
are, you all, anyone in the medical field are frontline workers. So, did you choose these particular classes based on the necessity of them? For example, phlebotomists. Is that a field where you're always going to need someone to draw your blood? Can you kind of elaborate a little bit about the classes? Why did you pick them in particular, these particular classes?
Well, I knew I wanted to do healthcare support. Like I said, I think they're the backbone of the healthcare community. And so I also picked the classes that were short, that you can get in and get out and change your circumstances. Some people don't have 2 years of school in them. They just don't have it. Where there's the desire, their environment. And so I wanted short classes, that were achievable and loving, the healthcare support team already have, taught the healthcare support team. I knew that I could give them 100%. Also, they're always going to be needed. There's just some things that computers can't do, that robots can't do, even though they try. But you're always going to need somebody to draw blood. You're always going to need, a medical receptionist to greet you and take payments, even though you may, get a computer at some point or a kiosk. But there's nothing like, that interaction, that face to face. And so I picked the classes that I knew that I could teach first, and that were close to my heart, and that they would be short enough that they can get a career and get, something out of it and change their situation. And so that was the realm behind my thinking, honestly.
So, can you break down the phlebotomy class? I want to say hello to Alice Lewis. Hi, Alice. Thank you for joining us in the Entrepreneur Show tonight. She says, "Hello, everyone."
Oh,
She's also a boss out there. She's in accounting and taxes like me, so she's definitely someone that you want to know. And we have a comment from Coetta. She says, "I'm interested in CNA school. Was it hard to get your school accredited for CNA? DHHS won't return my phone calls. What do you suggest?" DHHS, Department of Health and Human Services.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't teach CNA, and when it comes to CNA, that involves, and then that could even be another thought process of mine that I didn't really think about until I came across it. But the uh, CNA classes, certified nursing assistants, the Department of Nursing is behind that. And so there's a lot of red tape that you have to go through because it's actual nursing, you know, even though they are nursing assistants, it's still under the realm of nursing. And so there's more like hoops and red tape you have to go to start an actual CNA school, But I would say, if they're not returning your call, then I try to go around them. I talk to the receptionist. It's always good to be nice to the receptionist. They have secrets.
They're
They
the
know.
gatekeepers.
Yeah. Be nice to the person that answers the phone, because sometimes, just smiling or being friendly can get you a little bit further. And
Mm.
so I talk to the receptionist. Sometimes I just dial extensions by accident, but on purpose, and kind of start talking to the person. It could be, someone that has nothing to do, with what I'm trying to get it accomplished, but they can kind of guide me. And through our conversation, they're like, you know what? Let me see if Judy's at her desk, and let me transfer you over. So, but for them not returning your calls, go around, hit zero, hit the operator, see if there's somebody else that you can talk to, hit an extension by accident. And especially now with the pandemic, a lot of people are working from home. So they have put things in place where there's a lot of automated systems. We don't have the normal staff there like we would normally have. So I too was getting a lot of voicemails, not getting calls back, but I just kept calling or went around because and we're working from home now. So
Right.
yeah,
I like that hustle. That's a hustle right there.
I'm not even
When
gonna
you
look at it
don't
like
give
that.
up. When you don't give up, and hustlers don't give up. We figure it out. We work around, and
Hmm.
we try and try to get the answer or get to the people that we're trying to that has the answer for us. And so I like what you said, call the operator, be nice to them.
Yeah.
You know, just just don't give up is what basically what you're saying, Shanta. Don't give up. Keep
Mm.
going because CNA, you could start a CNA academy.
Yeah.
Nurse
Yeah.
Coetta. she's
Yeah.
been she's I think Coetta said she's been a nurse for was it 25 years, Coetta?
Yeah.
That's a long time. So if that's your dream, don't give up. Yes, there's going to be obstacles, like Shanta said, especially with CNA. There's a lot of red tape, and you do have to go through, Department of Health and Human Services. The accreditation is probably, a long process, but it can be done. It can be
And
done.
Martine, I get a lot of phone calls for CNA. I get a lot of phone calls,
Hmm.
for students that are looking for a CNA program. So,
Right.
and it's just special, a special clinic you have to have with certain things in it because it's nursing.
Hmm.
So, with the healthcare support, I didn't have those hoops as much to go through because, I didn't choose CNA. I am trying to start a medical assistant program because that's really where my heart is, my baby. I've been teaching medical assistants for 15 years, and I too am running into that blockade because
Hmm.
medical assistants, it's injections, it's all kind of nursing skills, and so
Right.
it's a little bit harder to get approved or to get them to listen to you.
We have another question. Shanta Regina Tate says, "Hello, ladies. Hi, Regina." She says, "Shanta, do you provide training slash support on how to launch a business?"
You know what? Actually, a good friend of mine, um, we were talking about that, and me actually helping others to start businesses, and even in the realm of healthcare. So yes, I started um, putting in the work to launch that as well. And there's so many other classes that came to mind, how to be a business owner or, health awareness classes, classes that may be just more like seminars and maybe it's not a whole 5 week course, but it's a few hours, or heart awareness. So my brain is always going, always going. But yes, I thought about it and I started the plans to roll out how to start your own business and just some of the things that I ran into and didn't know.
Hmm.
Every time again, at the beginning I said seek out somebody that's in the place that you want to be. And so every chance that I get, if I run into an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter if you have a hair salon or a tax business, you still are a business owner. And with that, you're able to give me those nuggets, on running my own business and things I didn't know, how to keep your books, how to take payments. What do I tell the IRS? What don't I tell the IRS? What do they need to know? I don't know,
Hmm.
just ask. And so, yeah, I do. I do have a plan in mind for that. A very soon plan. I'm talking about like in a week or two plan. So,
Yeah, that was a very good question because a lot of people, I'm glad you mentioned that, Regina, because a lot of people, they can run their business because that's their strengths, their strong points, that's their skill sets. But that's very different from running a business and growing it and scaling it and
yeah.
keeping up with the back office, which is your accounting and your bookkeeping and all that and taxes, filing taxes for your business. So that's that's another component that maybe not everybody has. And I would say hire someone that has those strengths if you don't, because you're trying to build this brand, build this business, and it's not just enough to cook. There's a lot of cooks out there, a lot of chefs and restaurateurs. That's what they do. They're good at it, but they may not be good and building their business and growing and keeping up with the bookkeeping. So that's the other part of the business. So it's not just your skill sets, but also the back office. And I
Mhm.
talk about that all the time. So great question. I
Yeah,
think Regina Tate is responding to Poeta's question about GHHS not answering. She says she should send them an email.
yeah,
Yep.
I did that too. Send an email as well, several emails.
hmm She says email addresses are available on the DHHS website. Yes, their contact information is out there. So we gotta be hustlers and research, and we gotta look everywhere. Look under that rock because that might be the way in. You
Yeah,
never know. They might just respond back to the email. You
yeah,
never know. But you gotta put on your, your detective hat, your coat, and put on your hustler mode. Get in your hustler mode and get out there and get the information,
yeah.
right?
Even
Uh,
call someone on accident. Send an email to somebody on accident and just say, "Hey, I'm having trouble getting to this department. Do you have any suggestions?" That's an
It's
option
pretty
too.
slick. I didn't think about that. That's pretty slick.
Yeah,
Coetta says, it's been my dream over 12 years and I'm not giving up. That's right. I'm proud
good.
of what you're doing, Shanta.
Thank
Awesome,
you.
awesome, awesome. I am. She blew me away. That's why I had to bring her on the show. This is phenomenal.
And I didn't
In
even
a
think
good
about
way.
Martine, I didn't. I didn't even, when I was talking to you and how excited you were about the school or just my background and the school, and then a couple of people that, I have talked to or they asked, what I'm doing or found out, and they're so excited. And and I'm not saying I'm not excited, but I didn't see the big deal. I just was like, I'm going to open my own school. But, just talking to other people, they're like, no, that's a big deal. Like, look what you're trying to do. And I target people, Martine, at the gas station. I love McDonald's. I eat McDonald's 3 times a week. But, I'm in line and I'll be on the phone with a girlfriend. And then next thing you know, I'm like, hold on, girl. Hey, you ever thought about a career in healthcare? How long have you been working here at McDonald's? Whether I'm at the Dollar Tree, I've been at gas pumps. I've talked to high schools just about just my story and being in trouble and changing and then what I do now. And I target, the inner city, the people, that they say, are supposed to be where they're at or they think they're supposed to be where they're at. That's the audience that I target purposely, you know,
hmm
and I think like, wow, I didn't think of it as such a big thing. But I mean, I guess changing people's lives, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we've got a lot of people on the broadcast here. I want you all to make sure that you share this broadcast. What Shanta is doing is phenomenal. She's a teacher by heart. She loves to help people. So she used her skill sets and created this academy there, and she's making it affordable for the average person to get in and get started with these courses, these classes. They're short-term classes. I'm in the phlebotomy class. It's a 4-week class, right, Shanta?
4 weeks plus your clinicals, but yeah.
Yeah, can you break that down? Just kind of give people idea because I know I don't have all day, and there may be some people that think like me. Look, I don't have time for school. I like this short term phlebotomy is a entry bar, entry point where I can get into the medical field, and if I'm interested enough, I can go even further. But let me get in, and I can start making money. I can start either working for someone with my new skill set as a phlebotomist, or I can start my own business as a mobile phlebotomist or whatever, or start your own clinic or whatever. Kind of break down the phlebotomy class that you offer.
Okay, the phlebotomy and the medication area are the two most popular courses. But speaking of the phlebotomy course, it's 4 weeks, 3 days a week for 4 hours a day, and that is the lecturing part. And so you get, I wouldn't say all the information. I would say you get about 70% of what you need out of those 4 weeks, and then you move on after your fourth week. We're done with that lecturing portion, and that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So you go at the beginning of the week, you get it over with, you're in class for 4 hours, 3 days a week. And then once you are finished, you come back Thursday through Sunday to the school, and there's a calendar of the times that we're open. And Thursday through Sunday, it's usually open 8 hours anyway. And you come in and you do your phlebotomy sticks. And so you need 25 successful pokes. And so you're able to bring your family in, which is nice because I get to meet the kids and mom and dad or aunties, and they want to help. They want to help too, and so you're able to poke your family members. There's other students there that you can poke. Students poke me, and so once you get your 25 successful sticks, which usually if you got 25 successful sticks, you probably did over 40, to get those 25. Um, because you need 40 hours before you can go and take this national exam. So altogether, 4 weeks of actual class. Sometimes it takes students another 2 or 3 weeks to get their pokes, another 4 weeks. If you add it all together, it ends up being about 7 weeks, but the obligation to be in a seat is 4 weeks. And
Mm.
then while you're getting your 25 sticks, I'm prepping you for the national exam, which is to be certified in all 50 states, and you're getting your experience. Also, those same students, if I have a health fair or I'm going, to an organization where we're taking blood, I bring those students to get real hands-on experience, and those folks can count as well. And then the national exam, I give you 6 packets. I send out, one at a time. When you're finished with one, you let me know. I send you the second one. When we get to the third packet, I bring you back in. We have like a little powwow, play games, make learning fun. Once you're done with packet 6, we come back in, we do another little powwow and get you ready and prep for that national exam. And there are jobs out there that say, certification preferred or certification required. And we're seeing more that certification needs to be required. You can, apply for a job with the test date in the near future. Employers do like that, as well. But having the classes, work around your work schedule or your kid's
Yeah.
schedule. I'm even rolling out classes that where you can do half online and half on ground. So I'm working on that as well with the other courses, just so everybody can kind of accommodate their schedules. But with the phlebotomy, and that being the most popular one, it's nice to be able to come back and do your 25 sticks, around your schedule. And
Mhm.
at the same time, those same days, I'm there to do any tutoring. If you need help with medical terminology or anything else, I'm there too.
Wow, I love it. Thank you for breaking that down. Short certification programs, 4 weeks. There's support after that, the lecture. You're going to have to do your clinicals as well. We can do all that, come back and do that, and work around our schedules. This is an awesome way to kind of get in and get what you need and get out there and get you a job really quick, especially for, we already probably working a 9 to 5 or whatever. And so we don't have a whole lot of time. So the fact that it's in the evenings is perfect. And then you can work the rest of it around your schedule. I love it. And phlebotomy is probably one of the most popular ones. There's probably tons of jobs out there on the job boards
Yeah.
for phlebotomists and mobile phlebotomists at that. So you could even start your own business, being certified, because we have to take the national test, which qualifies you and makes you a certified phlebotomist or med aid or whatever course that you're taking. Um, Shanta, how can people find out more information about your classes? Is there a website or email or what?
Yeah.
I'm going to put that information up on the screen there.
And what's nice, Martine, is that you're able to, send an email or call this telephone number and get me directly. It's not an automated thing yet, but you're
Mhm.
able to talk to me live. And there's been students that have called or sent me an email, and they didn't take the class, but I was able just to kind of guide them, into what it is that they wanted to do or talk to them about their background. We do work with another agency that helps young people, old people, seasoned people get their record expunged, and help them with that as well. So there's all kind of like resources,
Wow.
at D-Red. But I like what you said about starting your own business. There's so many jobs out there for mobile phlebotomists.
Hmm.
Like you said, you can get some business cards. You get 500 business cards for $20.
Yeah,
You
Mr.
can
Print.
start your own thing. You can take a class and be a phlebotomist, take a med aid class, take a billing and coding class, and morph them together to make your own business. And work for yourself.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. And you know what? The classes are short, Martine, but most importantly, they're small and intimate.
Yeah.
And I did that on purpose because I wanted to be able to mentor you too as well. And so it's
Mhm.
like once you sign up for the class, you pretty much have me. If you want to, be successful or you want a career in healthcare, like you got me. And I did that purposely so I can have that one-on-one time. But those of you who are listening, I don't know if you're driving or you're stationed somewhere, but I can give you the phone number, give you the email address, and please hit me directly. Hit me directly.
What's your phone number? And I'll go ahead and put it up on the
Yes.
screen.
Phone number is 531 area code
Hmm.
225
What was that?
225
225. Okay.
9262.
And your email?
Yeah, so it's 531-225-9262. And the email address is variations of red. Just how it sounds. Variations with an S on the end of red at gmail.com.
Okay. Got it. At gmail.com. You guys send her some interest. If you guys like what you're hearing today, you're interested in getting into the medical field, contact Shanta at VRED Medical Academy, 531-225-9262, or send her email, variationsofred at gmail.com. When is your next class is starting?
So we have the next class starts July 26th. We have another class that's August 30th. And then the next class after that is, I believe, the October, beginning of October. I also wanted to mention that it's a win-win for everybody. We have an awesome referral program. So if you know someone, family or friends, and you know what, they sign up with you, or maybe they sign up for another class, you get Martine $50 off every person that signs up off of your balance. So I've
Wow.
had a student or two get a course for free where their whole phlebotomy class was free because they referred, 10 people and they signed up. So, what, even though classes are inexpensive and I have that deposit and payment plan, if money's real, real, real tight, hey, tell a few people. And if they sign up and pay their deposit, that's $50 per person off your balance.
That is awesome. Hey, I'm gonna start finding some more people so
Take
I
some
can
more
get
classes.
$50.
That's
We
what
have
you for life. Huh?
right. Regina Tate has a question. How can one set up a mobile phlebotomist business?
Oh, there you
We
go. Give
might
me
need to
a
call
call,
you.
Virginia. Yes, please give me a call. Not only, of course, you would need to be a certified, phlebotomist, you need to have the backing behind what it is that you do. So, it solidifies that you know what you're doing.
Hmm.
But just starting any business, you're adding the phlebotomy piece to it. But if you give me a call, yes, definitely can shoot some ideas out to you and get that going. I think that is an awesome business to have is mobile phlebotomy. A lot of people are home ridden, and now with this pandemic, a lot of people are scared to go out, or don't, they don't want to go out. Imagine that if you had the services come to your house. You can make
Yeah.
your schedule if you're a mom, single dads, even, make your schedule around the kids, draw blood at night, early mornings. That is an awesome idea, way to make some good money. Or it could be, like you say, your side hustle, you know?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're thinking outside the box. With the pandemic, it's definitely forced us to think outside the box. And a lot of people, like you're saying, Shanta, they don't want to go out, but they need these services. They need to be cared for. We've got people that at one point the hospitals were only accepting people that were positive, COVID positive, right? So
yeah,
what about the other people? There's other,
yeah,
illnesses, and so they couldn't get in
right,
necessarily, so they still needed help. That's when, if you have a background in nursing or CNA, you can go in and provide services, um, draw blood, whatever it is your skill sets are. But the fact is that people aren't able to get into these medical facilities to get treatment
yeah,
sometimes. So we need healthcare professionals, and we need to think outside the box. We need to add another stream of income to our portfolio. Have a plan B and C. A lot of people lost their jobs in the
yeah,
middle of the pandemic. Their hours were reduced, maybe, and so what did they have to fall back on? So
yeah,
that's why I always teach on our Side Hustle Night School about setting up another stream of income, a side hustle, because that's what it is. And you can grow that and still work at the
Hmm.
same time. You
Yeah.
can still work, go take Shanta's classes, get into the medical field, and choose the class that you're interested in, and go from there. But
That,
we always have to make sure that we're protecting our financial standings. We
yeah.
can't just get into a situation where we don't have a plan and now we don't have any money coming in, because that's not good. And we
That,
got family to support, we got things we want to do. But so Shanta's come on this platform to let you know about I call it the medical hustle.
I like that. I like
The medical
that.
hustle, because there's all these different hustles in all these different industries. And now, with the medical field being because of the pandemic, we need them more than ever. And so we need them to be mobile as well,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
a whole nother side hustle. If you're out there in the field and you like to drive, and maybe you're doing some other things that require you to be out in the field, you can put these things together. You could have this appointment, wrap this around this schedule here. You can do something else that requires you to be out there. Just think about that so that you're operating efficiently. You're out there. Let me see if I can do this over here. I can get this notary assignment. I can go ahead and draw some blood over here. And so you're creating your schedule, your daily schedule.
Exactly.
So we're thinking outside the box, ladies and gentlemen. And this is one hustle that I can get down with. I love it because we had medical professionals that were like, well, what about me? What about us? You
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
so it can be done. You
Mhm.
can get these skill sets in less than 4 weeks. 4 weeks is, I think, the minimum of your classes, and you could be studying and getting prepped to take your national exams and become certified in phlebotomy, med aid, medical reception, all these different areas. But thank you so much, Shanta, for coming in, sharing your story with us.
Yes.
No matter your situation, you can change it. And
Yeah.
I'm going to let Shanta have the last word. If you guys have any more questions, this will be the time to drop them in while we have her. You do have her information to follow up with her if you want to. If you know a family member that is interested in getting into the medical field, maybe you have a niece or nephew that's just out there and they don't can't seem to get their life together. Mention the medical industry. Hey, have you ever thought about, just like Shanta was saying, have you ever thought about the medical field? Share this information with your family members and your friends. We're trying to get everybody on this hustle, trying to, and this may be a career path for a lot of people. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
You never know. But her information is here. Contact her. V Red Medical Academy. I love it. 531-225-9262. Variations of red at gmail.com. Shanta, I'm going to let you have the last word and we're going to get on out here. It's 8:07.
Nice. Time flies when you're having fun or
It
talking
sure
about us
does.
and money. Last word. You know what? Um, don't count yourself out. I would say don't count yourself out. Whatever idea you have, it may not be the medical hustle, as Martine says, but any kind of hustle or side business that you think of, don't let people talk you out of it. And also, you don't need a lot of money to start a side hustle. That's the point of getting the side hustle so you can have extra money. I've heard that one before too, that I don't have a lot of money. You don't need thousands of dollars to start a business. You just need an idea, pretty much. And believe me, it works itself out. When I started this school, I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't. I was just working, and so I found it. But don't let people kill your dreams. Stay away from dream killers. Seek someone out that's ahead of you. That's where you want to be, and always, always, always put God first. Don't count yourself out. That's it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I hope this has been very inspiring to those of you that are trying to figure out a side hustle. If you can relate to this in the medical industry, contact her. bend her ear, ask her questions, get in one of her classes, share this with your family members. But we're all trying to help each other make additional money. This show has been brought to you by MQ Services. That's my business consulting business. So I'm always bringing entrepreneurs that come from different industries because you may be interested in nursing where someone else might be interested in trucking. I'm going to look for some trucking professionals out there because that's another hustle. But whatever you're liking, figure it out and let's get to it. Let's make this money, okay? Follow me on all social media platforms. Martine Corte, Thursday night Side Hustle Night School around 9 p.m. I'm also on Instagram over there. But Shanta, are you on any social media platforms where you plan to be in the future?
Yeah, I've been blessed enough with the word of mouth that I've had students, every month, but definitely have branched out to social media. So I can also put that on Facebook and send out an email blast with those links on there as well.
Okay, awesome. Y'all find her. You got her phone number,
Yeah,
so
you got my number.
you got her number. What else do you want?
Yes,
But I
yes.
thank everyone for spending your Friday with us. Please continue to follow us. Share this broadcast on your platform so your friends and followers can see this. This may resonate with someone. You never know. But anyway, I thank everyone for joining us tonight, and stay tuned for more. Side hustlers, entrepreneurs, business owners, as I bring it to you on my platform. Again, thank you so much. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you, Shanta, for giving us your time and your knowledge. We appreciate you as always. And we'll see you all again on the next broadcast. Have a good night, everybody. Good night, Shanta.
Good night.